environment or based on a grading criteria and take the appropriate action to address this issue. Testing versus alternative assessment. Traditional testing often involves standardized tests with multiple choice question, while alternative assessment include projects, portfolios, or performance tasks that assess students' understanding in more diverse ways. Paper and pencil versus performance assessment. Traditional paper and pencil tests focus on written responses, whereas performance assessment evaluate students' abilities to demonstrate skills or knowledge through activities like presentation, experiments, or stimulation. Multiple choice versus supply or many correct answer. Multiple choice question typically have one correct answer, while supply or many correct answer question allow for more flexibility and may have multiple acceptable response or require students to provide their own answers. Summative versus formative assessment. Summative assessments occur at the end of the unit or a course to measure an overall learning of the student, while the formative assessment happens throughout the instruction to monitor progress and inform the teaching strategies. Outcome only versus process and outcome. Some assessments focus solely on the end of the result, while the others are also considered the steps of students to arrive at the outcome and providing an insight into their own problem-solving or critical thinking skills. Skill-focused versus task-based. Assessment may target specific skills such as grammar or mathematical computation, and task B requiring the students to apply multiple skills in a real-world scenarios or situation. Isolated facts versus application of knowledge. Traditional assessment may test memorization of isolated facts, whereas modern assessment often requires the students to apply their own knowledge to solve a problem or analyze some different situation. The contextualized task versus contextualized task. Some assessment present tasks in abstract or decontextualized settings, while others are embedded in the real-world context and making the assessment more relevant and meaningful to the students.
So now we were going to tackle about the 3 types of assessment, which are the assessment of learning, assessment as learning, and the assessment for learning. So first, we have the assessment of learning. So it is focused on measures student achievement at the end of unit or course. It is conducted after instruction has been completed. And for example, are the standardized tests, essays, final exams, and projects. So this assessment, it refers to the process of evaluating a student's understanding and mastery of particular subject or skills. This assessment typically involves the measuring the student's knowledge, skills, and abilities through various methods such as tests, quizzes, projects, presentation, and observation. The goal of this assessment is to provide the feedback to both students and the educators on the student progress and to identify areas where further learning or improvement may be needed. So this assessment has play a crucial role in shaping educational practices and helping students reach their full potential. So next, we have the assessment as learning. So it is focused on students' reflection on their own learning process to identify the strengths and weaknesses. It is ongoing throughout the instruction. And for examples, it is the self-reflection activities and peer reviews. So, in this assessment, it involves the students actively engaging in the assessment process to enhance their own learning. So, in this approach, students are encouraged to reflect on their own learning progress, set goals, monitor their own understanding, and make adjustment to their learning strategies. So this assessment focuses on developing students' self-regulation and skills. So this assessment empowers students to become more independent and self-directed learners. So lastly, we have the assessment for learning. So it focused to provides ongoing feedback to inform and adjust instruction. It integrated throughout the learning process, and the examples are the observations, quizzes, class discussion, and questioning techniques. So, this assessment is a process that focuses on using assessment to support and enhance student learning during the instructional process. So, the goal of this assessment is to provide timely and specific feedback to students that can help them understand their strengths and areas for improvement. So, the teachers use the formative assessment techniques such as quizzes, discussion, observation, and feedback to monitor students' progress. So, by incorporating assessment for learning strategies into their teaching practices, educators can create a more supportive and responsive learning environment that promotes student growth and achievement.
Good day, everyone. I am Risha Flord Magayon, and I am the last presenter of the group, and I will be discussing to you about the characteristics and the roles of 21st century. First, I will be discussing to you about the characteristics of 21st century. The first characteristics is focusing on real-world skills. So, merong nakapaloob na 4 na skills sa characteristics na ito, which is the critical thinking, the problem solving, collaboration, and communication. So, for critical thinking, dito yung pag-analyze ng mga situations. Sa problem solving, dito yung paghahanap ng mga solutions about sa mga problema. And for collaboration, it is to work effectively with others. And last, for communication, to clearly share ideas. So the next characteristic is the authentic assessment. So hindi kagaya sa mga traditional na multiple choice test, ang mga task na ibinibigay sa mga estudyante dito sa authentic assessment ay nakabase sa kung ano or sa kung anong maaari nilang may encounter sa labas ng classroom. Katulad na lang ng paggawa ng mga business plan or pagdidesign ng mga solution para sa mga local environmental issue or pagde-develop ng mga public service announcement tungkol sa mga social cause na interesado sila. The next one is technology integration. So, technology allows for assessments that go beyond traditional pen and paper tests. So, yung mga teachers sa panahon ngayon, pwede na silang gumamit ng mga simulations, mga online quizzes, pati na rin mga digital presentations para makapag-assess ng mas malawak na range ng skills and knowledge. And the last characteristic of 21st century is that it is flexible. So, students learn in different ways. May ibang estudyante na nag-excel sa mga written tests at may iba namang estudyante na nag-excel through presentations or group projects. So, ang isang flexible assessment, gumagamit ito ng iba't ibang klase ng methods para ma-ensure na lahat ng estudyante ay nabibigyan ng chance na ma-demonstrate nila kung ano yung kanilang natutunan or kung ano yung kanilang naunawaan. So, ang mga methods na kabilang sa assessment na ito ay ang performance assessment, pati na rin ang portfolios. So, sa performance assessment, pasok dito yung pag-a-apply ng mga estudyante ng kanilang mga knowledge and skills in real-world scenarios. Katulad na lang sa mga science experiment or sa pag-simulate ng mga debate tungkol sa history, ganon. And sa portfolios, ito yung mga collections ng mga gawa ng mga estudyante kung saan pinapakita dito yung progress at yung growth nila over time. So, kasama dito yung mga essays, mga projects, reflections, or iba pang klase ng activities. And the last topic that I will be discussing is about the roles of 21st century. The first role is building a growth mindset. So, traditionally, ang education, mas ina-emphasize nila yung pagkakaroon ng mataas na grades. Pero dito sa 21st century, mas nakafocus ito sa kung gaano karami ang natutunan ng estudyante at kung gaano kalaki ang improvement nila during the learning process. So, dito sa 21st century, mas binavalue nito yung learning journey ng estudyante. And yung mga assessments na binibigay sa kanila, tinuturing nila ito as their stepping stones. So, yung mga tests or quizzes ay ginagamit para ma-identify yung mga areas kung saan kailangan nila ng additional help. Role is tailoring learning. So, imbes na nakaasa ka lang sa mga written tests, dito sa 21st century assessment, gumagamit sila ng iba't ibang klase ng tools, kagaya na lang ng presentations, projects, portfolios, group work, or mga digital simulations. So, inaalaw nito yung mga students na may iba't ibang klase ng strengths like artistic, verbal, or kinesthetic para maipakita nila yung kanilang pangunawa in a way that works best for them. So, sa paggamit ng iba't ibang klase ng methods, dito makikita or malalaman ng mga educators or teachers yung strengths and weaknesses ng kanilang estudyante. So, dito nila malalaman kung sino yung bibigyan ng additional support at gagawa ng personalized learning experiences para ma-address yung individual needs ng estudyante. The last role is involving the stakeholders. So, the first stakeholder is the students. Assessment results are shared with them in a way they can understand. This empowers them to see their strengths and weaknesses and take an active role in their learning journey. The second stakeholder are the parents. So the parents are kept informed of their child's progress through clear communication of assessment results. This allows them to support their child's learning at home and collaborate with teachers. And the last stakeholders are the educators. Teachers use assessment data to identify areas where students need extra help or where the curriculum might need to be adjusted. This fosters collaboration among educators to create the best learning environment for all the students. That would be all. Thank you.